Hello children, today we are going to learn Moral Science of Standard 7, Justice and Charity. Words of Wisdom. Justice is giving to everyone what is due and treating them according to their rights. Much of the fighting in this world is against injustice. Each person is born with certain rights. We have a right to live. This right is not given by any government. It is a gift from God. If anyone tries to take our life, we fight back. A right is the moral power of possessing, doing or demanding something. A right is something that a person can claim and accept others to respect. All our duties are governed by two great laws, namely that of justice and charity. Justice is a moral virtue that makes a person give everyone his right. If I engage a servant, I vow him wages from the service he renders to me. If I keep back his salary, I will be guilty of grave injustice. I would be obligated to set things right by giving him what is due to him. If, on the contrary, I were to meet a beggar on the street, he would not be able to claim from me or demand from me the same money. Since the beggar is in need, I would be required to help him out of charity. The law of love would require me to help him if I can. Suppose I turn my face away, then I am not bound to make any compensation to him. From these two cases of the servant and the beggar, I realize that in the case of justice, it is our duty to make compensation and be just. In the case of charity, however, the problem of compensation does not arise. If out of charity I give a person a rupee today and tomorrow if he is in need, I am not bound to give him any money. From the great law of charity leads us to love all men in the right order and in proportion to their need. The reason why we must love all men is that we are all children of the same Father in heaven, created in His image, sharing a common nature, and destined from the same hand. We must not exclude anyone, not even our enemies. To love all men means to wish well for everyone, to hate no one, and to forgive anyone who deserves it. We must love all men in the right order. There is a famous adage, charity begins at home. This means that we must love ourselves in the first place, that is, we must accept ourselves as we are, understand and also try to improve ourselves. Next to ourselves, there are other people who are very near to us. We are emotionally attached to people by blood relationship, by friendship, by gratitude, and by other ties. If sometimes a person who is dear to us is vicious, he gets cut off from our love to a certain extent, but in no case should he be completely cut off. To love all men in the right order means that when we help, we first help those whose need is most urgent. Love must be in proportion to the needs of others. Naturally, mental needs are as important as material need. We should not do mental harm to ourselves in order to help others. For instance, it would not be good for us to tell lies in order to help someone out of difficulty. When it comes to material needs, we must distinguish between extreme necessity and ordinary necessity. Extreme necessity is present when a person is desperately in need. If someone is starving to death, we are bound to give him food. If someone is facing trouble, we are bound to help him, even if it is an inconvenient for us. If we see a person stealing something, we can only try to prevent this misbehavior by dissuading him from committing the evil. In the case of ordinary necessity, when people come to ask your help, help them only if it is both possible and convenient. We are not bound to make big sacrifices to help people who are in ordinary need. In fact, if we cannot help many, we may choose a few and give preference to those who are more deserving. Love is much wider than justice. If we truly love our neighbor, it will be easy to do our duties towards him, whether these duties spring from justice or from charity. Thank you, children.